All right, so I just want to tell you a little bit about me. I know that I have a lot of new followers. A lot of people were wondering what it is that I do. So I thought that I would make a little live video to come and let you know that my name is Michelle Churchill. I am in Bloomfield Hills with my husband, Jeff, who is a bonus father to my daughter, Isabella, who is 7.5 years old, turning 8 in April. Geez, does time fly. I grew up in Davisburg, Michigan with 4 sisters. I have a twin sister. There's another set of twins that are 22 months older than us. I have a single sister who's not a twin, and I have a brother who is not a twin as well. So my parents had 6 kids in 6 years. Quite wild, and we all went to a private school. So for the first couple years of my life until 2nd grade, I was homeschooled. My mom homeschooled all of us kids. And in 2nd grade, we went to a private school that was a Catholic school, and it was called Our Lady of the Lakes. Playing sports with my parents was not an option. I played volleyball, basketball, softball, and if I didn't want to play sports, I was literally grounded from neighbors, life, being outside, going to the Frosty Boy. You really couldn't do anything. Looking back, I love that my parents encouraged us and forced us to play sports because A, it keeps you out of trouble, and B, it keeps you in great shape. So all through high school and middle school, I played sports up until my sophomore year of high school. In my sophomore year, I left and went to Clarkson High School because my parents went through a divorce after being married for 26 years, and my twin sister and I went to Clarkson High School instead of a private school. So when this happened, not only was it absolutely crazy that my family was being broken apart and I was leaving a school that I was a part of a community for more than half of my life, but going to a school where there was 100 people in my graduating class to where there was thousands of people in my graduating class was quite a leap. So as I went into Clarkson High School, playing sports was a lot different than playing sports inside of a Catholic school. We didn't have to do tryouts. When I went to a public school, I realized you have to do tryouts. So my parents were not as strict, unfortunately, because they had a whole new life of chaoticness with going through a divorce and separating and all of that hot mess. So I chose to stop playing sports. So did my sister. I didn't want to try out. I didn't feel I was good enough. I was afraid. I didn't know anybody. So playing sports kind of disappeared. My mom let us know that she was going to get a gym membership, and it was going to be a family membership at the good old Great Lakes Athletic Club in Lake Orion. And I had this tug on my heart like, ooh, I want to go. My mom said, listen, we're going to go every single day at this time, and if I pull up in this driveway and you're outside and ready, you're gonna come, and if not, I'm leaving you behind. I was always out there, and I was always ready, because listen, I knew when I went to a private school and my parents came for pickup, if you were not out there and ready, literally with one honk, you were being left behind until the next group was being picked up, which was later on in the evening. I literally was at school sometimes because my mom wasn't around as she was going through the CRNA program when we were at a young age. And my dad managed a muffler shop in Ferndale. So I was in school, preschool, like before school hours at 7 o'clock a.m. And some days I was there until 8 or 9 o'clock p.m. So obviously a little bit different than Clarkson High School. So going back to that, I was always outside, ready to go to the gym. And there I found myself a very love-hate relationship with the gym. I wanted to go to group fitness classes because I am the type of person where I want you to kick my butt. I want to go in. I want to know I got a good workout in. I want to sweat. I don't want to have to push myself. I don't want to have to talk myself through it. So I loved going to group fitness classes, but I also was that girl who kind of got tired of doing the same thing and got bored, so I like to switch it up. But as I made my way up to the gym, into the group fitness classes, I had to go up the stairs and past the weight room. There I found all these women working out, lifting weights, sexy, ripped. In the class, all I thought to myself is, should I be in this class? Should I be down there lifting weights? Well, I don't know how to do it, and I can't afford a trainer, and yada, 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 and life sucks, and all these evil, mean things. Before I knew it, the class was out. Walked down those stairs, walked past the treadmill, saw the girls doing cardio, and I thought to myself, oh my gosh, maybe I need to do more cardio. I wonder what she eats. And I would leave the gym, and it was just this tobacco roller coaster that nothing I did was good enough. All right? So I continued on this fitness journey for quite some time. I went with my mom. I got my driver's license at 16, and I still continued to go to the gym. I got a job at Rainforest Cafe. I was a waitress. I waited tables. I cleaned houses on the side. I was a hairstylist. So when I could do hair out of my home or on the weekends, like I was always looking for fat cash under the table, especially. So after I left a long shift, 10 hours on my feet, you still saw me showing up in the gym. I was pretty consistent, but again, I had that love-hate relationship. So I met a guy at the gym who I was married to. That's who I had Bella with. And when I was 19, I was told by my mom that our house was going to be taken from the bank and it was going to be boarded up and I was going to be moving into an apartment. So in fear, flight or fight mode, I thought to myself, my boyfriend at the time, who I'd been with for under a year, who I looked up to, who was over 10 years older than me, says, it's okay. I'm going to help you pay your bills. We're going to move in together. We already had struggles. We were already fighting. We were already on our outs. We had already broken up 3, 4, 5 times. I had a lot of red flags, but in the moment, it gave me security. I latched on and I moved in with him. And I went to a Catholic school, so I felt you move in, he's going to change when we get engaged. He's going to change when we get married. He's definitely going to change when we have a kid. So we moved in together. We ended up staying in the apartment. He ended up engaging to me. He ended up proposing, I should say. We got married in July of 2013, and I conceived in August, a month freaking later. Never would I have thought it taken me 1 year to have a baby. So I got pregnant, I had a baby, Isabella was born, and here I woke up. He hasn't changed. I cannot let my child think that this is what family is. He's not gonna change. I could see fear in her eyes. I felt tension and stress in my eyes. There wasn't that much help. I finally got to a point where I had therapy and my parents kind of come in and let me know an intervention that I needed to get a divorce. So I filed for a divorce. I kept the house. I continued to frickin' hustle, head down, cleaning houses, doing hair on the side, working as a server, going to night classes at Oakland University to get a freaking degree because I always was raised, you go to college, you get the degree, you do this, you do that. And I already felt like such a failure that I moved in with a guy before I was married. I, got married and then filed for a divorce. So I just kept going to school, thank goodness, because if I would have failed on that, who knows where I would be now. So I got my degree, I'm a single mom, and I woke up one day and I realized that I was hiding in baggy clothes, showering with lights off. The guy that I was dating, who I am now married to, I stopped being sexually intertwined with him. I was miserable. I had no energy. I was depressed. I was angry. I was mean. I was hostile. And I didn't have a clue what was going on post having a baby. So, as I had Bella, as a single mom, like I said, I was going to the dollar store with her and I came across Jillian freaking Michaels. 30-day shred, Jillian Michaels ripped in 30, and I'm like, I am gonna do this in my freaking basement. I'm gonna put Bella in her bumbo chair. It's gonna be a great time, and I am gonna get my workout in. Let's go. Put her in her bumbo chair, press play. She's screaming, she spit up. I put her down for a nap. She woke up. This 20-minute workout turned into like an hour and 10 minutes. But guess what? I did it, and it made me feel better. It made me feel better about myself, better that I showed up and did something for myself, and better that I'm showing her that I'm actually taking care of myself. So we did this thing for quite a while and nothing seemed to change. I was still feeling better, but what I was seeing in the confidence and self-esteem was still so low and so poor. I knew I needed something more and I really missed the gym. Well, when I went to the gym with Bella and checked her into a daycare, she had stranger danger, she pooped her pants, she wanted a bottle, she wanted to nurse, and here, driving to the gym, lugging that thing around, putting her back into the thing, going into the daycare, it ended up being a debacle as well. So I'm like, what am I going to do? So at this point, my boyfriend at the time, now my husband, 6 months in, tells me we're gonna go to Mexico together. Like, okay, Mexico, this sounds fun, let's go. This is gonna make me happy. This is what I need. I'm so excited. I'm gonna go on vacation. So I packed my bags, I went and bought bigger clothes because nothing I had fit me, and we were on our way. And being in Mexico reminded me of being at the gym. I looked around at every girl who walked by me and thought, I wonder what she eats. I wonder how she trains. Must be nice. I didn't get out of my bathing suit cover-up one time. I didn't get into the water one time. I picked fights because I was angry about the other women who had the confidence and self-esteem and looked great and looked strong, but I didn't. And I'll tell you what, I got on that plane and I told myself, I'm done. I am drawing a line in the sand. I am figuring out what is going on. I'm a young mom. I had Bella when I was 24. There is no way that this is the end of life, and there is no way that I can't get strong and confident and sexy again, no matter what. And listen to this. As I go on the plane, I go through my emails because that's what my husband's going through on the plane as we're waiting to take off. You know how long that takes sometimes. And it tells me on my email that I have a message awaiting for me in my inbox on Facebook. I wasn't a social person on social media. So I didn't even have an Instagram. Did you hear what I just said? I wasn't social on social media. I didn't have an Instagram at all. And I had under 300 friends on Facebook. And I didn't post or do anything on Facebook because I wasn't that type, unless someone like tagged me in a video or tagged me at the gym or out to dinner or whatever it was. So I went in my messages and I couldn't find one. And then I Googled it and realized there was a message request button and I found the message. And I was invited by a stranger to be a part of a full health and fitness challenge group. And at first I was like, you have the balls to reach out to me, girlfriend? And are you calling me fat? Because that's how bad my mindset was. That's how negative and what an unhappy place that I was in. But then I calmed down and I started to follow her and I thought, look at this girl. She's happy. She shared on her stories that she had been divorced. She shared on her stories her incorporating healthy foods, and she was sharing that she was always eating healthy, but she was eating the wrong amounts of the wrong foods. And I saw this girl having friendships and smiling and working out live with people and working out in her living room. And then she was going on trips. And sooner or later, I'm like, I want what she's doing. What is she doing? But I wanted to be in a gym. I didn't think that I could work out from home because that's what I kept telling myself. I didn't realize then at this time in my life, because I didn't work on myself or personal development at all. I never wrote down things that I was thankful for. I never woke up and read 10 minutes of a personal development book. I never thought positive thoughts. I never turned negatives into positive. None of that really existed in my life in any way, shape, or form. So she reached out and invited me again. And I said, sure, to more information. And I told her, the gym, I need the gym. And she's like, that's great. You can do this in the gym. I have personal trainers who do this with me in the gym. I have people who go to Lifetime and people who go to Planet Fitness. This is more than workouts. This is workouts. This is community. This is working on positivity and personal growth. This is working on water intake. This is nutrition. This is making sure you're being properly fueled with superfoods. And my eyes were just huge, like, she's right. So that night I went to bed, had to sleep on it one more time. You know how stubborn us mamas can be. And the next day I said, I'm ready. I felt it. I was excited. I started to envision myself looking in the mirror and rocking a strong body again. I started to envision myself blaring music with my sunglasses on, smiling and feeling sexy, waiting for the weekend to come so that I could have fun and dance and be happy. I started to envision and believe that that person that I wanted to become again already became that person. And I signed up and I went all in. And let me tell you something. I realize now what happened. I was going to my mom's house two times a week with Bella, and my mom loves to cook. She makes homemade guacamole, homemade hummus, homemade tabbouleh, lots of good healthy foods, and always says, here, Michelle, here's some guacamole. Nothing in it is bad for you. It's so healthy for you. Eat this. And here I would have a bowl of guacamole that was like enough guacamole for an entire freaking week's worth of healthy fats, and I would eat it in one sitting before I even ate my dinner. And then she would pull out the hummus the next time I was there, and I'd eat enough hummus for an entire month in one sitting before I even had my dinner. So what this taught me, the biggest thing that I can take away from doing what it is that I am doing now, the programs, the workouts, is the nutrition. That it taught me that when I heard the word portion control, I thought small portions. But what portion control means is getting the right amount of foods, like the right amount of carbs, the right amount of fats, and the right amount of proteins. It's eating the right amount of foods at the correct formula, basically. So when this nutrition plan taught me you need this many carbs to not yawn all day and to not have to nap at your lunch break when you're at Delphi, Michelle. You need this amount of fats for you to actually have a proper bowel movement and to not be constipated or to plunge your metabolism. You need this much protein to actually get that lean muscle mass and to turn fat into muscle. And I was like, whoa. And it taught me that. It was simple. It was easy to follow along with. I could do it being a single mom. I could do it with Bella. I could follow it on holidays. Nothing about it was impossible. And the more I did it, the more it became a part of my lifestyle. So that was my biggest takeaway. And after being a part of the challenge group and sharing recipes with people, I was starting to come back to life. I was commenting and engaging on other people's posts. I was posting uplifting quotes inside of the private bootcamp group that I was a part of. I was sharing recipes, and before I knew it, my mentor, my coach at the time, invited me to come on to a informational coaching call. And I just about laughed in her face. Like, I think you invited the wrong person. Like, I already work full time. I was a single mom. I was in night classes. I cleaned houses. I was a hairstylist. Like, there's nothing else that I could add to my plate. But I also wanted more. I wanted more than 3-4 jobs a week and being gone during the evenings and being gone at 6-7 a.m. and coming home freaking exhausted and angry and miserable. But I also, in no way, shape, or form, thought that I could ever consider coaching. So I told her no. And she asked me why, and I said, I don't have any time. And she taught me and told me, Michelle, I've been a single mom. I've been divorced. I worked 2-3 jobs. I've been in school full time. Like, if I can make this work, I'm telling you just to come and listen to what it is that I am doing. And that's it. Come have fun. Bring a mocktail, bring a cocktail, bring your child, and just come tune in. And I told her I would. So I did. And to be honest with you, that day, I told my husband, let's walk to the bar and then we can walk off the calories that we can drink the calories that we just walked off and have a cocktail. And then we can walk home. And he's like, well, what do you mean? What about that sneak peek or coaching call you said you were going to go to and you told that girl you were going to go to it? And I'm like, I'm not going. You know how you want to do something, but then fear takes over and you start to talk yourself out of it? Well, I did that. But let me tell you something. I took a shower, and I'm the type that puts the towel over my head and winds it up into like an ice cream looking thing on my head. And here I am sitting with my husband on the couch and showing him something on Facebook. And my coach ran her sneak peek calls on a private Facebook group or on Facebook. And you know how it alerts you when people go live? Well, it alerted me that she went live, but I was clicking so fast to show my husband something that I accidentally ended up inside of the sneak peek, even though I didn't intend to go. And here I see all these women's faces, and I see my face and this big towel on my head, no makeup, zit cream on one cheek, toothpaste on the forehead. Like, is this real life? Ran into the bedroom, guys, and here's what I did. I listened. And every single person who was on that call who spoke to share their story as a coach, every single one of them, one thing they said, I could resonate with. I could relate with them. I could feel them. I could hear them. And that was the end of my story. I got off the call. I slept on it. I woke up in the morning. I envisioned, what can this do for me? I've got $60,000 in debt from student loans. I live paycheck to paycheck. I can't take Bella on freaking vacations. If I can, it's with a tax return. I don't go to the store and get to pick out Easter towels and Easter decorations. We don't go on date nights. Like, that wasn't an option, but I wanted more. And when I heard from people on these calls that it replaced their income and that they paid off X, Y, and Z in debt, or they bought a family pool, or they bought a second home in Florida, the opportunity of what coaching could bring to my life, this vision and bright light just manifested in my head. And I thought, you know what? There was a point with Bella where I had to choose between a gallon of milk at the grocery store or yogurts that have the M&Ms on them, which she loved because she had her tonsils removed and constantly had, throat pain and throat issues, and she wanted them. And I thought, I'm done with that. That's the last time I will choose between a gallon of milk and yogurt that my child wants. If these people on this call can do it, Michelle frickin' Churchill can do it too. What's stopping me? Because I don't have an Instagram, I can create one. Because I don't know how to put something on my stories, I can learn through trainings and on YouTube. Because I didn't have a big enough following, I can go find and speak to women who have been through my shoes. I can go find women in certain restaurants that I go to or places that I hang out, and I can follow them and I can create a relationship with them, and I can do all of that. I can come up with posting content and share quotes and share recipes and share what's working for me and what my wins are and what my weaknesses are and how I set a goal, but I drank a bottle of wine and then I binged on a popcorn. Like, I can do this too. I'm a human. There isn't enough voices out there being heard. I can do it with a community of support, the proper tools and resources, and a good, healthy, positive mindset with a vision of where I want to go. And I just want to tell you that I could almost cry. 3 years in, not only am I no longer at my full-time job as a professional HR representative at Delphi, I oversaw an engineering department. So I fired my boss, but I paid off my student loan debt. I started a college fund for my daughter. I started memories of traveling 2-3 family vacations a year. I get to go and get the Easter decorations. I get to do all the things that I dreamt of doing when I was a little girl, that I didn't have the opportunity of doing because I grew up with such a big family and because I played, I guess, all the wrong cards by getting married young, divorced young, being a single mom, trying to do it on my own. So if this tugs at your heart in any way, shape, or form, if there's an ounce of you, you don't have to leave your full-time job. You can come in to do this to earn trips. You help 3 people a month, you can earn a trip for you and your friend or partner every year to the Caribbean. My husband and I just got back. It was absolutely incredible. My love tank is full. My sun tank is full. There's no quota you have to meet. So it's not like if you don't come in and help 7 people, you're fired. You are you. You are your own entity. You are your own brand, and you get to choose how you want to run this. But the tools and the resources that you need to be successful are given to you, and you become a part of the #1 health and wellness company that walks the face of the earth. And that is a fact. So I hope that sharing my story with you inspired you in some way. I hope you realize there is no difference between you and I. I've been through hell and back. I fail every single day. I have weaknesses. I have strengths. We are all unique and genuine in our own special ways. And my team is growing and it's going to blow up. We are going to change so many lives. We are going to be in 2022 a top 10 freaking team. We're already top 50 out of 400,000 teams. We're a top premier team 2 times in a row. And we need more people who are hungry for more, who don't want to settle for average, who are willing to come in, lean in, level up, and be freaking hustle mode 100% proof. All right, comment below. Let's have a conversation. Let's chat if any of this can resonate with you. And thank you so much for following along.